Hey guys, it is Mary with Mary Breuer Photos, and today I have another episode of the 2018 Women in Business Tour, and I am currently sitting at 3D Brows and Wellness, which is over on Hoffman Road. And what's really unique about this place is that it's not only one business owner, but three business owners that all share this same space. Jill, who does eyebrows, Hope, who's an esthetician, and Becky, who is a massage therapist. And I have all three of them here, so we are just going to have a little girl time, women in business powwow as I ask them each some questions and kind of introduce them to you and get them to know you guys. You guys to know them. So, welcome to the show, ladies.
Hello.
So I'm going to start with Jill because Jill is the, she's like, dang it. She was just going to take a drink of your coffee, and then I'm like, I'm going to call her out. So Jill is the actual owner of this building, 3D Brows and Wellness, and was the mastermind behind it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with you, Jill. Tell me a little bit more about how this business came about. Give me a little bit of your story, and we're going to touch base with all three businesses, but I'm going to start with you.
Sure. So I opened the business in March of 2016, and it was essentially a space that I wanted to create for women and male clients to feel comfortable, safe, welcome, and invited. So the space was originally created because of it's kind of an interesting story, I guess, but I have a disorder called trichotillomania, and it causes me to pull out my eyebrows and my eyelashes. 1 in 25 people have it, and I've had it since I was 11. I'm now 38. Yes, I just admitted my age.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said that confidently,
I'm okay
girl.
with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, wow. Good. I like that.
And so I decided to switch careers. I came from corporate America, and I decided to get into doing permanent makeup so that I could help other people and give them the gift of eyebrows, which is my primary service that I offer. I do have other services, but that's definitely the number one business or the number one service that I offer. And really, it was just a way for me to give the gift of eyebrows because I understand what it's like to not have them. So I wanted to create a space that would allow people to have a piece of their confidence back in a unique way. And I knew that my vision, I should say, I didn't know it at the time, but my vision was to have other people in the space who had the same type of vision, who understood what it was like to be able to give people those gifts and a piece of that confidence back. Like Hope as an esthetician, helping people with their skin. It can be a very self-conscious thing. Becky, of course, helping with massage therapy and doing different techniques to help people feel relief of pain or just a treat for themselves. So, it's nice to have people here who all have the same vision.
Yeah. So leading into that, the second person that we brought into this whole space was Becky, correct? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and let Becky kind of tell me more about her massage and tell me the name of your business and my listeners, the name of your business.
Sure. The name of my business it's really simple. It's Becky Bishop Massage. It's easy to find. I'm on Facebook as Becky Bishop Massage, so you really can't. It's not a fancy name or anything like that. But people know exactly who I am and what I do.
Yeah. So what attracted you to 3D Brows and Wellness, this area? Like, how did you find out about it? How long have you been doing massage?
I have been doing massage for almost 7 years, licensed in Wisconsin. And I primarily focus in craniosacral therapy and also therapeutic massage. I wanted to be my own boss again. I was previously my own boss, and then I went and worked at a salon, and I wanted to be my own boss again. And when I was looking around for different places to rent, this place just stuck out, and Jill was very welcoming, and we hit it off right away, and I knew that this was where I wanted to practice.
Yeah. So how soon after, because you said you've only been, Jill, this was 3D Brows and Wellness has only been here a year, in March. Mm-hmm. So when did Becky come on?
Becky started in August of 2016.
Mm-hmm. No, 17.
17. Oh, yeah, 17. I think I might have said I opened in March of 16. It was March of 17.
Yeah, I was like, seconds felt like longer.
Retraction.
If people do the math, they'd be like, what?
Yes. And then the newest member to the 3D Brows and Wellness Center team is Miss Hope. So Hope, tell us more about your business and just a little bit more of your story.
Yeah, so I've been licensed for almost 2 years now. When I graduated school, I couldn't really find a job, to be honest, and I've always been a very independent person. And at the time when I graduated school, I was still at Target, so I just went back full-time there. And then I had heard about Sola Salons right across from Costco, and I toured it, and I'm just like, I'm going to take a chance. It was pretty crazy of me to do, but it happened to work out, obviously. And so my business is Hope Della Skincare, Della because my last name is Dellabrew and nobody can pronounce it. So I get the wrong pronunciations all the time. So I just went with a shortened version of it. And yeah, I really didn't expect this to be the path that I went down when I graduated high school. I was set to go to UW-Madison and probably pursue a business degree. And I did a semester at school and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I took time off to work. And that's when I realized, I started looking into beauty school, and that's when I realized that I've always kind of had a thing for the beauty industry, but never really thought of it as a career.
Yeah.
And it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. So I have to just ask, have you always loved like popping pimples?
It is very satisfying, but not like Dr. Pimple Popper type of thing. Like that is extreme. Like that's too much for me actually, but definitely doing extractions, I love doing it.
Yeah, those blackheads just getting them right out of there.
It's very fun. And I feel it's funny because like after I do it, I'll tell the client like, oh, look at the cotton round and like see everything I got out. I'm like, what if they think this is gross? And I'm like all about it, and I'm just like, look at it, but like most people think it's really cool too. So
yeah, I do. And you have that little like ultrasonic thing that I saw.
Yeah, it's an ultrasonic spatula. So it basically like one side of the blade basically like pushes product down deeper, like it infuses things deeper, and then if you flip it on the other side, it does the opposite and basically like vibrates blackheads out. So it's really cool. Yeah. And it's really nice because it's a lot less painful versus like a traditional extractor, like, or even Dr. Pimple Popper. Like she usually has to numb it because it's pretty intense. So I'm glad that I found that it's not very painful for the client.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I've been trying to get in for my self-care day.
Yeah.
My treat. So ladies, we're all in business, and so now I just kind of want to open up the floor to asking, because people who are in business follow me, and I think sometimes the general public who isn't a business owner maybe has a little bit of some misconception about running a business sometimes, and really all the stuff that happens behind the scenes. So I always and I think, and part of that is because they don't see it and they never hear about it. So I like to just take a few moments to just talk about places that you guys have struggled and learned valuable, because nothing is without reason. But I always kind of like to talk about what's one thing maybe that you struggled with and you overcame, and just talking about that to put you on the spot.
I guess I'll start with that. I would say for me it's been balance. So I think a lot of times people, when they go into business ownership, they have this perception that they're going to be able to have all this flexibility and take all this time to do this or that or personal time. And I actually have found that I'm doing it less than I did before, because you don't get a paid vacation day. You don't get a paid sick day. You don't have some of the things that you might have had. For me, coming from corporate America, I knew those things going into it. Of course, I thought about it, but when you're actually in it, the reality of it is quite different. So for me, the biggest balance as a woman in business with a young family has just been making sure that I keep that balance and take time to do something for myself once in a while, and making sure that I'm not overdoing it. So I think that was a big thing for me anyway. That was a big thing, was the balance piece.
Yeah. And you guys, this woman is incredible. She's currently pregnant with your sixth child. Sixth child. And she wanted it. It wasn't like an accident.
All of them. All of them were wanted.
No
oopsies.
I think people sometimes sometimes they're like, 6, whoa, what happened there?
happened there?
You're like, I planned it, but thank you. And it is just amazing because when you walk into this space, you're like, man, it's incredible to see that. And not only that, when are you expecting? Tell everybody when you're going to have your baby so they can
In the
follow.
middle of June.
Okay. And do you know if you're having a boy or a girl?
We do not. We never found out.
Yeah, so it's a surprise. So you're just definitely going to have to follow on Facebook so that way you can watch that. And then Becky, now let's move to you because now you're a new mom, right?
Yep.
So this is your daughter. This is your first baby,
Yep,
right?
This is our first, and she's just over a month old.
And what's her name?
Morgan.
Morgan, that's right. And so tell me how. Well, she's technically still on maternity leave, you guys, and here she is.
It's true.
Exhibit A.
And she was early. She was
She was
on
the
time
first one
today.
here.
And she was she beat all of us here
Yes.
with the newborn and made us all look really bad. So no,
Thanks, Becky.
You're welcome.
Just
Give her about a year, and then she'll be late like the rest of us.
So tell me what. So you must. Okay, so now you're on maternity leave. You're probably prepping to come back, but I'm sure you feel like any other business owner. Like, how do you keep up? How have you been keeping up? I should say. How has that been going?
Well, the biggest challenge for me is laundry.
It's the worst.
It is the worst.
It's the worst.
I probably do an extra 10 to 15 loads of laundry a week. Just with sheets, towels, blankets.
Yeah.
You know, and now with a newborn, I know that that's going to be trickier. So that's probably one of my biggest challenges is always doing laundry.
Yeah.
So when I am home, I'm always working because I'm always doing laundry.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so it's like that I go with Jill. It's very hard to do that balance because sometimes when you're in the office, yes, you're working, but when you go home, you still work.
Yeah.
You can't turn it off.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not like you open the door at home and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a client is calling you and asking you for an appointment or texting you or whatever, which is awesome and amazing, and I would never not want them to do that, but it is hard to turn off work time and
Yeah.
personal time.
Yeah. So you probably had to be pretty strategic about taking your own maternity leave and how you were going to set everything up and maybe even have other people hopefully responding a little bit on your behalf of some sort at least so that way you can just take that time to be with Morgan.
Yeah, my clients were so supportive and amazing, and most of them were like, I want to be the third person you text on whether it's a boy or a girl, and I want to know every single detail and everything. And I was like, they're like, yes, the only people you can text is your mom and dad and your sister, and then me. And I'm like, okay. So, in terms of my clients and me being on maternity leave, I feel so blessed because I don't know how I could have done it without their support, to be honest, and continue this business the way, and knowing that I'm going to come back and I'm going to be fully supported with a newborn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people don't realize too, to kind of piggyback off of what Becky is saying and what I had mentioned earlier with the balance, is when you start your own business, you think that you're going to have all this flexibility and all this extra time, but the reality is that it takes more time to make it go. So you can't just leave it at the door when you walk out. You can't, maybe some people can, but it's difficult. And I think for the majority of people, it's probably harder to do than what most people anticipate it is.
Yeah.
It is hard to shut it off sometimes, but especially when you're new, I mean, for me, these two have been in business longer than I have, so it's kind of funny, but, for me, it's trying to shut it off, but sometimes you just can't, and that's entrepreneurship. You're always thinking about it. You're always thinking about how you can do something different or in a unique way or serve the client better or something. So,
or you end up having a conversation with your husband about a new idea.
Yeah.
And, so it's like even at home, like that's the chit chat.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is hard. Hope, what about you?
I would say when I started, the biggest thing was just getting it up and running, because I started from scratch. I had no client base. I was brand new out of school, so definitely a lot of marketing, a lot of stepping out of my comfort zone and just getting out there to get my name out there. And And the other thing too was definitely money. Like, going into business isn't just I'm gonna be rich. Like, I'm my own boss. Like, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Like, for the first 6 months, I worked 3 jobs, and I didn't pay myself from my business until about 9 months in. So it's not